Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Beers of War Shooter podcast. We got the three of us, Sir Bigness, Beer Ninja, and Matilda82. We got a question for you, and we're going to wrap it up here real quick and spicy. First question is, what song do you associate with a video game? Second question, what song from a video game has made it to your playlist? And the third question is, what song from a video game affects you the most? I'm going to go hee-yaw and start with the Beer Ninja.
All right, with the Beer Ninja. Put my shot down right here real quick. So the song that I associate in a video game that comes up a lot, and it actually happened to me earlier today because I was out about running all these errands and everything, doing a little game hunting as well, was Billy Squier's song, Lonely is the Night. Always reminds me of GTA 5. Even when I'm playing GTA 5 and that song comes on, I never change the station or anything like that. So Billy Squier is definitely like up there on top of the list. Great song. Great song. I love it. What song in my playlist that I have from a video game? I would actually, and this is going to sound a little strange, but I mean, the melody, the chorus, everything just sounds so right with it. I am a huge fan of Assassin's Creed 2. And I really love the soundtrack. And there's the first soundtrack, the first song, the first track, it's called Earth. And, you know, plays in like this very operatic sound. And then you're getting like this electric guitar riffs that are involved in it. And it's just like epic, heart pumping, you know, jumping off the roofs, running away from the enemies and everything. So I'm like, this song is just like right there. So I'll leave it in, you know, my playlist and everything. Like back when I used to like work out or walk or anything like that, I would like to listen to it on the way. And then, of course, a song that really affected me most in the video game, I'm going to have to go with Gears of War 2. It's the opening theme, but it also plays throughout the game and everything. It is just so, like, I don't know. It's just like, it just gets you. You're just like in the game. It's just the perfect background music with everything that's happening in the game, you know? And it's just like you're just kind of drawn into it, and it just keeps going, and it just keeps higher and higher. It's just very strong operatic music. It's very heavy, kind of gritty to me and everything. So I definitely recommend people listening to that. I think it was, it was definitely Gears of War 2, and it was definitely the beginning of the theme. You'll hear it when they're doing the opening scenes. So those are my three. Oh, can I take a shot?
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to take my shot right now.
All right, Matilda.
Oh, yeah.
So the song what was the first question again exactly?
The song you associate with a video game.
Mine would have to be Paradise City by Guns N' Roses from Burnout Paradise City. The reason I associate that one is because when the first one came out for 360, the boys were only a couple years old. I still remember to this day Braden in his diaper on the couch with the Xbox controller in his hand while the intro's playing and headbanging to that song as it's playing. Just rocking back and forth on the couch, getting into the whole Guns N' Roses Paradise City. Because I even asked my wife the same question. I was like, "What?" I played your audio that you sent us in the messenger earlier, and she said the same thing. She's like, the first thing that came out of her mouth, Paradise City. So, yeah. For the second question, that's a tough one. Because I'm one of those people, though, I play a lot of the games with the sound down. I'm just not into it because you get a lot of games that have annoying soundtracks. They're not very interesting. And there's some of them that get you into it. I mean, I'm even trying to go back pretty far back into some of my older games. I mean, actually, you know what? For the song that'd be on my soundtrack, you have to go back to NASCAR 98. It was Molly Hatchet, Flirting with Disaster.
Cool.
I still remember that song from back. I thought, honestly, the first time I heard that song, I thought it was something they made up for the game. Then I heard it on the local classic rock station.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I remember playing it, and that, unfortunately, you get kind of old of that song because you go through doing a 500 lap race at Bristol for an hour and a half, and all of a sudden that's the only you hear that song the whole entire time you're playing. So, yeah. So, and what was your last question, Kevin?
The song that affects you the most that came from a video game.
That is a good question. I don't know if I really have a song that affects me the most, to be honest.
Mhm.
So I can't come up with an answer to that question right now. So
All right.
Let's circle back to it. I just thought of another game that really stuck in my head. Was back on the original Nintendo 64 when Tony Hawk came out, like
Oh,
one
yeah.
and two. Honestly, TNT was the first time I ever heard that AC/DC song. Was the soundtrack on the Tony Hawk game and everything.
Really?
Yeah, and my son Adrian, he would he'd play that. He played it all the time, and he'd sing it all the time every time he was playing on Tony Hawk. I was like they had a really good soundtrack on the Tony
They did.
Hawk games, like the first three, I think. It was really good stuff. So yeah, I definitely would associate that. And then, man,
Well, Brandon, you earned your shot.
yeah. Oh, look at
All
that.
right, and
Move.
the song I said, and I promise you, I'm not sponsored by Rockstar, but all three of these songs come from Rockstar Games.
Yeah.
The song that I associate most with a video game, back when GTA 3 came out, just unlike anything anyone had ever played, and I bought it. I'm home playing PlayStation 2, and I hear I'm on the hip hop station, and I hear it's a song called "Rising to the Top" by Sean Price, Royce the 5'9", and Aguilar. And I had never heard of any of these rappers before, but it was on the hip hop station in GTA. It was every time I hear that song, "Here we go get it's all that we got." It's like quintessential New York rap. But anybody who's played GTA 3 and listened to the hip hop station, they know that song. They know it when it starts. It's I want to say it's Sean Price and his kid, because his little kid is in there repeating the stuff that he says. He's like, "Yeah," and the little boy goes, "Yeah." And it's just one of those things that, like, if I hear it today, I am instantly back in Liberty City, driving a car with a character that has no name and no voice.
Grand
The
Theft
song
Auto
from
3.
a playlist the song that from a video game that's in my playlist. This one comes from GTA 4. It is a song by Raheem DeVaughn called "You." And GTA 4 was a little bit different. It was a little less comedic than the other GTA games, a lot less funny, a little more serious. And it actually is a love song, but it's one of the coolest love songs I've ever heard. I had never heard of Raheem DeVaughn before then. But that song is just absolutely beautiful. Just a really sweet, slow jam, sexy love song. And so I really felt that song, and I added it to my playlist. Every now and then I'll pop it in and play it. Now, the song that affected me, and you guys are actually part of the story behind this. I was playing Red Dead Redemption 2, and I'm doing the ride back from, I think the little Cuba takeoff was called Guarna. Yes.
yeah.
Sponsored by Rockstar. But we're all in chat, and I'm playing Red Dead Redemption 2, and I hear the song, and I'm like, what is this? And I recognize the voice, and no offense to you guys, but I was like, guys, I'll be right back. I did not leave. I just put y'all on mute and listened to the whole song all the way through. I'm like, this is D'Angelo. This is D'Angelo, and the song is called "Unshaken." And if you can get through that song without like tears running down your face, that is damn near. It wasn't a gospel song, but if you can get through that song without tears running down your face, you have to question whether or not you have a soul. That man put his whole foot in that song, and it does not hurt that I'm a D'Angelo fan. I remember his first album, I think it was Brown Sugar, came back in like 1995. That song right there is not just one of the best songs I've heard from a video game. It's one of the best songs I've ever heard, period. Phenomenal song. If you have never heard it, listen to it. Go pull up YouTube, because it's not on an album or anything. Pull up YouTube, find the longest version you can find, and listen to it. It is one of those songs that just it's one of those things that you can't really picture anybody else singing. So, but those are my three, and I feel like after that long-winded answer, I do deserve a shot.
Amen.
So to kind of add on to that, I asked my kids, and one of them got back to me, the other one didn't. So one of the three. So my daughter, because originally the question was about soundtracks too. She mentioned Hellsinger, the game Hellsinger.
Mm.
To her, by far the best soundtrack that she's ever listened to in a game. And she's been playing for several years, so she's played a lot of different games. And she goes, Hellsinger, it has a very different soundtrack than most games. I also love the heavier music and fighting, and it had a good combination of both. So it's like, for her, it was more along the lines of the music and the gameplay just meshed a lot better, and that's why she really enjoyed that game. So
I remember, I played that on Game Pass too. It's a very unique take on how you play the game because you're constantly tapping the trigger along with the beat of the game. Yeah. It's very gritty, like kind of heavy metalish. It kind of reminds me of actually the newer Doom games that are out right now with the heavy metal and everything. But it's like at first I didn't know if I was really going to get into this with the controller and everything by everything that's going out. But it's kind of rewarding when you get up to a certain point and how you can eliminate enemies in the game. So I never did complete it or anything like that, but it was definitely an interesting take. Like these guys, whoever made the game was actually stepping outside of the comfort zone for gamers and everything and trying something different. So I don't know how well it was received or anything, but to me, I was okay with it. I had a good time.
Yeah, it's I think they call it like rhythm-based gaming or something.
Yeah.
That new Hi-Fi Rush, it just came out on Game Pass, is the same style of gameplay.
Yeah.
And I know the kids play in a couple other games like that as well.
Right.
And if we're doing an honorable mention, I have to call out a couple of games. One of them, and these are very special. The first one's very special because of the pandemic. And if it was ever possible for a game to be therapeutic, this one was, and it was Animal Crossing, New Horizons. The music from because they change the music every hour. The music from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock is one of the, I feel embarrassed to say that it's a jam, but it's a jam. It's just a song and a game that makes you feel better. The entire point of the game is being nice to people. And I will find myself on particularly bad days at work putting on the music from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock to Animal Crossing. And then along those same vein, that comfort game, the chill games, as my son likes to call them, Wild Horseradish Jam, I feel embarrassed almost saying it, from Stardew Valley. And it only plays during the spring every third day. And it's just one of those songs. It's like, just kind of, you find yourself uplifted, feeling better, listening to that music. And that is something really, I guess, different. And it ties into what our next big topic is going to be for our podcast. First of all, anyone who's listening, watching, please, you are more than welcome. Leave a game, songs, stuff like that in the comments. Kind of add to this conversation, and we'll give the songs a listen and kind of tell you what we think about them. Just let us know if there's a song from a video game that you associate with video gaming, or songs that move you that came from video games. And they don't have to have names. They don't have to have necessarily titles or whatever. It can be from a specific scene in a video game, battle scenes or something like that. But our topic for the next podcast is going to be the next long podcast, not the shooters, is going to be how your perceptions of video games have changed as you have progressed as a gamer, from Atari 2600 to where we sit now. And it was a great idea that our beloved Beer Ninja came up with, and we're going to be awfully glad to kind of dig into that topic a little deeper. So please, like, share, comment. If you're catching this on YouTube, please give us a thumbs up and please give us a subscription. We would love to have you join this discussion. This is not just three of us. This is all of you. So from Beers of War headquarters, from the control room in Indianapolis, and from the library in East Texas, if you drink, may you drink with me. Thank you.